The Sharp Tank. No jumper. Sharpest, coolest podcast in the world. And today, I'm about to show niggas what a real living legend look like. Because motherfuckers always talk about a legend, but you know, you can't be a legend if you don't got legacy.
That's right.
I got Pimp and Ken in the building here today, ladies and gentlemen. And we about to get ready to kick this shit off right, man. We gonna kick the game for what we know it as. You dig what I'm saying? So I really fuck with you, Chuchh. I do, man. I've always respected the game you've given. And I'm not even talking about some of the tracks that you've been on, because you've had the opportunities of working with
Bishop Downwild.
Yeah. And even in
Kenny
the music,
Red.
yeah, and just even in that game, but just even in the music,
the music
game,
game?
like just, yeah, people just to know.
Just to give people a few, I started off with Jermaine Dupri, 50 Cent,
Yeah.
Too Short, E40, Ice T, Big Daddy Kane, man, the Young Bloods, Pastor Troy, you know, man, so many albums I've been on. See, now you got me on the spot.
Yeah, come on.
Work with Outkast, work with Lil Flip, did albums with Lil Flip, did albums with Pimp C, 5 albums with Pimp C, did solo joint with Bun B and Jay Prince over there, rap a lot. I did, man, so many, Baby Jew, Cuckoo Cow, Big Hank, you know what I'm saying, me, Supreme the Great, Richie Rich, you know what I'm saying, did something with Candy, I did something on her album recently. I'm on Brick by Brick album with my man Cash. So you know what I'm saying? I did a lot of records.
I just wanted to give, you know, the viewers a little rundown so they can know, man, we're not sitting here and it's no sucker, man. It's a real one. It's somebody that I know that have came from the game. You dig? Man, I was hoping to see you, man, honestly, at
Kenny Red.
Kenny Red's, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, Kenny Red. I was hoping to see you there, man, at the funeral,
I got an excuse. They booked the whole entire hip-hop fraternity for the BET experience. So we was doing show day after day after day, and they gave us a bag. So, you know what I mean? It was either I forfeit the bag and forfeit their money, or I go ahead and attend the BET Awards. So we had to do the BET Awards. So, but I was here in Cali. I think I called you when I was here.
I was talking to you
and
that
I was
morning.
telling you, I said, when is Kenny Red funeral was going to be? Because I was hoping that it'd be before we had left. Because we were just here for the Emmy Awards. Richie Rich had performed at the pre-Emmy Awards, so we was trying to make that shit happen.
I know Richie Rich. Look, big
Where you know that
ass,
nigga
shitty,
from? Where you know that nigga
shitty
from?
grin on his face. I actually interviewed him a while back.
Is he official like a referee whistle?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
I just be wanting him to go harder. That's all. Because, you know, I feel like when you tell a motherfucker, like, you're great, you're excellent, you're amazing, they get stuck there.
Yeah.
You know, you tell a motherfucker they all right. There's room for improvement, right? Come on, Chuchh. I'm just leaving his room for improvement.
Yeah, man, he got the match for his right. No passion, man. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, Richie Rich, you heard it, man. Yeah, man. Hey, man, take your feet off these folks' neck, man.
Yeah, man.
Put it in their gut, man.
Hey, I'm just telling him what it is, man, not just what it needs to look like.
Yeah, it is what it is and not what it is, man.
Yeah. So talk to me, Ken. Let's dive into it, shall we?
Okay,
Because I just wanted that introduction, so for people so they can know, man, like you were a man that came from the game, you know, and just being even successful, just even being in the music game, man, like you went far as our kind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to even go touch that and even be able to turn in, you know, your whistles and all that type of shit, you know, your whistles and your ism and all that, man, and pick up a tax license.
You did?
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
that's got to be one hell of a transition, but we going to dive into that. I want to know, Ken, tell us, man, where did you grow up, man? Where are you from?
Well, man, I was born in Chicago, Cook County Hospital, you know what I'm saying, 4759 South Federal, that's the Robert Taylor Project, you know what I'm saying, grew up there. You know what I'm saying? Got in some trouble, you know what I mean? Called attempted murder when I was 14, the youngest dude ever to be in a Cook County jail. Me and my brother, you know what I'm saying? We had the murder case, the attempted murder case, we beat that. And then we went to Milwaukee, got to Milwaukee, called a feds case, you know, tried to cash a check with my name on. You know, I was slow. I was slow motion like the bottom of the ocean, man. You dig what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
Hey, man, they say Miss Pimpin, man. I was mischecking, man.
Yeah, it's
I was check cashing around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that shit happened, man. Then, you know, that's when I started fucking with niggas and shit. You know, my daddy was a player, you know. My daddy had hoes and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was a crap shooter. You know, he was a player, you know, straight up out of Oxford, Mississippi. My uncles was players, so I grew up every inch of my life in the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even when we was in Chicago, you know, my father used to put his dice in our Monopoly game, but they was trick dice. And he used to break the niggas. He said, boy, go get your Monopoly game. And we knew it was trick dice, and he was trimming them. So by the time I was 10 years old, I knew how to shoot crooked dice. I know how to pad roll, you know what I'm saying? I know how to deal seconds in cards, you know what I'm saying? I was a card shop, you know what I mean? I know how to shoot pool. You know, I got some old pictures of me when I was a kid. I know how to shoot pool when I was 7. So my father raised us up in the game. So by the time...
hustlers.
It's hustlers. So by the time I got, you know, to the county jail, even though I was 14, I was sharp as a butcher's knife. You know what I'm saying? I was the sharpest pencil in the pencil sharpener. Niggas was like, they was respecting the gang, so niggas didn't try to, you know, rape us. They didn't try to beat us. They didn't try to extort us. You know, we made it through that motherfucker through the grace of the Lord. You know what I mean? And that's the roughest jail at the time in the world. You know, but, you know, we were just such young players, you know, and then that's when I realized, man, that I was special, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I kept going to jail, you know, because, you know, I mean, I was a hustler, you know what I'm saying? If I really got broke, I get to breaking on the bitches, right? But the funny thing about it, though, Shot, was my partner, man, me and him, the nigga that I used to steal, we used to rob jewelry stores and banks together. This nigga gets his first bitch, right? He had 3 bitches. So I come home, I see nigga 3 bitches. I said, say, man, let me have one of them bitches. He said, which one you want? I said, I want the one that's light bright with the pussy candy stripe. You know what I'm saying? So he said, man, that's your bitch, man. And, you know, basically, you know what I'm saying, that's how I got into the game.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, I never wanted to be a pimp. I was raised as a hustler. You know what I'm saying? And a gangster. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do. You know what I'm saying? Coming up as gangster and hustler. But what happened was, when I finally got in the bitch, I put the hustle and the gangster in the bitch. You know how gangster want his money, nigga lay down or get out?
Yeah.
Well, that's how I work my hoes, bitch, lay down or get down. You know what I mean? I put that ism in the bitch, you know what I'm saying? As much hustles I had in me, the bitch had in her. As much gangsters I had in me, the bitch had in her. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, them bitches got them big bags and shit. That's why, you know, I was the nigga riding around, Kenny Red, all them niggas know, all of them, everybody, International Blue, Jap, all the niggas tell you, I'm a nigga riding around, you know, with the, you know, the $100,000 Rolexes and shit, you know what I'm saying? The Versace, so all my shit was custom. You know, I used to model for Murray, you know that, did you?
Yeah, no, I actually heard about that, man. You was actually in the magazines, like every day actually had your name, it's stamped
inside
in the shoe.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I was doing that, man, in the Pimpin.
Yeah.
That's how much money I was spending on shoes, man. Sharp, when I tell you I was spending $1,000 2 or 3 times a day, I used to have my shoes made specifically in Italy with my name in them, them 2-tone shoes and Pimp some hoes down, 3-tone. That's the first time they ever did a 3-tone. They did it for Pimp and Ken. A year later, they telling me they want me to model for them. You know what I'm saying? So we get the deal, you know what I'm saying? They gave me a Michael Jordan deal. I said, I ain't Michael Jordan, I'm Michael Jordan. I'm 2, 3 of the P, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like Mac, you know what I'm saying? Mike, though, but I was Mac, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying? That happened. Then everybody else started giving me the NBA. A lot of niggas don't know, NBA gave me deals. I used to do shit with the NBA and, man, all these companies, man, they just love the pimping, man, you know what I'm saying? So coming from that lifestyle into the game, it was just my hustle. So every time I got a bitch, I taught the bitch how to hustle. So my bitches didn't sell pussy, they sold pussyality. You know what I'm saying? So my bitches might never turn a date, but they was breaking the shit out the tricks, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they was like, how you doing it? But I was giving the bitches the game that I had. So every inch of game I had, the bitch got every inch of game from me. And you know what I'm saying? That's why my hoes, if you look at Pimps Up, Hoes Down, you see my bitches got the minks on and the diamonds on. All the mother hoes look like they living on 3 cans in the 40 ounce.
Yeah, talk about that shit, man. Yeah. I done seen a few of those, man.
Man, I call them regular ass, man. I'm like, I ain't fucking with no RN, man. I ain't fucking with no regular nigga, man. My bitch got to be, you know what I'm saying, me dressed in press. The bitch got to look like she stepped out of Look magazine, man. The bitch got to be so fine, her mama got to have triplets, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how my hoes look, man. I ain't fucking with no ugly bitch, man. No disrespect to you ugly bitches, but you can't give me enough money. And then at one time I was all white, I was mighty white, I was all about the funky hunky, the Caucasian with the persuasion, you know what I'm saying? I put a black bitch in my car one day, sharp and the motherfucker oil light came on. Get this bitch up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's too dark up in this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what Pimp C like when I talk about the black bitch. I said, nigga, he said, why you like the white bitch? I said, I got black on my back. I need some white in my motherfucking life, nigga. Give me the white bitch, man.
Yeah,
Wendy
up.
White, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me Wendy White, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they hate me for that shit. The black bitches, they be throwing motherfucking darts at me and shit when they see me and shit. I got darts, black bitches and shit. They mad at. Cause they said you pro white hoes. The Kanye West said white lives matter.
Yeah.
I ain't finna say white hoes life matter, man. I can't go with like Kanye, but I gave you one thing though. That whole money, that white hoe money, way bigger than that black hoe money, man. I'm telling you, man. Cause you know a white bitch will let you pimp, a black bitch gonna make you pimp, man.
Yeah,
for real,
man, for real. And that I think that be the difference. And see, that's gonna go a lot of these squares heads, man. Just even a lot of it that you said, they be like, man, I couldn't really understand it. But see, people gotta understand something, man. And I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again because I stand on this. It was a secret society, man. It was a way we spoke. It was a way that we carried ourselves, man. We wanted things like the doctors, the lawyers, the motherfuckers that you've seen, the politicians. They having it too. You know, why can't we have it? We just figured it out, man. We know what was worth.
Hey, Sharp, it's crazy because I said, hoe up or blow up.
Yeah.
Nigga said, what that mean? Bitch, get my money, get the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't need to let the welfare feed it. What that mean? If the bitch ain't paying, I ain't playing. These were just metaphors. The nigga thought we was talking slick and rhyming. I said, don't make no mistakes, fuck with Frosted Flakes. What is a Frosted Flake nigga? He's a sugar-coated ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? His game is sugar-coated. So a lot of things that we say, people think we were rhyming, but that was the way our life was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Work until that pussy hole squirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, work hard. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that we say.
It's a lingo.
Yeah, so they don't understand. The squares will never understand. That's why the brother said, don't never put a square in a circle. You know what I'm saying? Because it won't fit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, you know, I didn't fuck with squares. You know what I'm saying? So since 2000 to now, I done fuck with more squares than, I think it's 1 billion squares on this motherfucker, about 7 billion squares.
Right.
I done fuck with about 6 billion of them.
Right.
I'm talking about, that's how many squares I done fuck with.
How was that transition for you, honestly, like being where you're at today, and moving?
I went from telling them to back up off me like the OJs to spin up off me like the Barcades to really fucking with them, you know what I'm saying? And then I found out the squares had more fun. Then when the squares started giving me $250,000 for book deals, the squares started paying me. I said, shit, man, let me go from the ghetto streets to the Zec streets, from the ghetto blocks to the Wall Street style, from the motherfucking sewer to the entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me switch up on these folks, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to get my bank, man. And that's what I did, man. I backed up off that shit, man. And now I'm fucking with the squares. You know what I'm saying? And,
Me too.
And you know.
Me too, Pimpin'
you know,
kid. I love you, Turds. Me too.
Hey, but look, Sharp, I tell niggas all the time, man. I said, squares have more fun. They say, why you say? I said, look at Bill Gates. Look at Jeff Bezos. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Look at Michael Jordan.
Oprah Winfrey.
Squares have more fun. These motherfuckers, man, they living in houses that we trying to sell a bitch the dream to. Hey, bitch, you have this, man. And the bitch walking down, she driving down Rodale Drive. Nigga, you ain't pimping like Oprah, nigga. You ain't pimping like Michael, nigga. You pimping the slimming, nigga. Hey, man, these niggas better get their shit together, man. They better say, man, that's why I formed the Hip Hop Fraternity Candy. That's one of my artists, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, when I used to, you know what I'm saying, you know, try to turn them out. Now I'm trying to turn them on, man. I went from raising their skirts to raising their thoughts. You
That's because you elevated your game,
positive,
though.
man.
But you have to understand that takes time. You have to really know how to elevate your game. You have to want more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be. I always say, man, and people need to know, like, even in the game that we played, man, like, you're gonna outgrow it if you're smart. If you're getting bigger, that shit is gonna start looking small. You know what I'm saying? If you're really getting bigger, if you're really making other money moves.
I love you, nephew, but here's the way I look at it, right?
Talk to me.
When I was young, I used to be in the valley, right? When I used to be in the valley, I used to be looking up at the mountain. Once I climbed the mountain, I started looking at the valley. Everything that I used to look at the mountain looked as big. When I got down to the top of the mountain, all that shit looked as small.
Look small.
So niggas be like, hey, niggas
bring it to them.
Man, they be like, Ken, woo, 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 woo. I be like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, niggas be asking me to do certain things, man. I be like, man, listen, man, you heard me on the album. You know what I'm saying? When I was in my 30s. I said, man, I'm way removed from my 30s. I'm a lot older than I was, but you looking at me as the nigga you seen on that album. So when you meet me, you're like, yeah, what's up? You know, you wanted me to pop the pimping at you. But when I started telling you about NFTs and blockchain, I tell you about, you know, NFCs and ASCAP and BMI, you think, oh, the OG that went square. No, man, what I'm trying to tell you, man, that is more fun up here on the mountain than it is in the valley.
Right.
I'm on the mountain now. I'm looking down, and that shit we've been doing, all that shit is small, man.
I don't know why people think that, and this terminology's been around shit since I was a kid, and even before I even knew of the game. Because I used to wear T-shirts of it, never even knew what it meant. There was a T-shirt that was out that said, "Pimpin' ain't easy, XXL for real." And I never knew, man, because I've had to bite that shit, smacked every bit of them words in my face throughout my life. You know what I'm saying? Pimping is not easy, man. But they always say somebody got to do it.
But
you know,
he can't even control his wife.
Can't even control his wife.
Try to control 16 bitches
But
like I did.
you know what's so cold though? People always, I have to correct you on that though, OG, because people always think that, you know, oh, there it is, you're controlling them. Nah, man, them bitches be wanting to be controlled. It's a difference, man. And so I don't want them to ever get that part misconstrued, you know?
They'll tell you, I just said, Richie Rich, I just said that on the interview yesterday. I told them, I said, yeah, man, I said 90% of the bitches that I had, they all chose up. I got chose with my mouth closed. The bitch said she wanted a choice to be Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know, I just
happened to be the grill.
Hey, and you know, I've learned a lot of game from the pimping coming up, but I learned a lot of game too from real hoes, you know, and just hoes even telling me what they really want when you sit down with them and you talk to them, you know, and you'll hear their stories. They'll tell you like, yeah, you know, a nigga that don't do nothing, man, I'ma run all over him. I need a nigga that know how to make a move. I need a nigga that know how to control the situation, know how to control the atmosphere, because if he don't, I'm running all over his ass. And they'll tell you firsthand, if you really just sit back and listen to them, they gonna tell you.
The best advice a hoe ever gave me?
What?
She said, listen to what a hoe say. See, a hoe will tell you what she want. This is the best advice, and I always did that, man. I always listened to them bitches, man. I always made sure that I got a telegraphical, a photographic memory of what they were saying. Yeah. And if they said they like Louis, if they said they like Gucci or whatever, you know what I'm saying? When their birthdays came around, that's what I bought them. You know what I'm saying? If they said they want this kind of car, if they said, man, daddy, woo, woo, can we get this kind of car? You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that, but you know what I always listen to? What she didn't want.
Right.
And that didn't want might not include me. You dig what I'm saying?
I had to really listen.
I had to, like, I'm listening to you, right? And I'm like, yeah, that shit's cool. And it does go like that, right? But I listen to what the bitch don't want. And when I'm listening to what she don't want, I know that don't want might not include myself.
But you know
so
why,
I might need to remove myself out the
Sharp?
Equation, man. I'm a ninja and I'm gone.
Sharp, but you know why though?
I'm gone. She don't see me no more. I done vanished.
But Sharp, that's good because that's what pimping does. Pimping know what they do and they don't want.
Yeah, man.
That's pimping is a full scale circle.
Yeah, I know how to, hey, just the way I pimp myself into a situation, I know how to pimp myself out.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? And if that's what it's got to be, then damn it, that's what it's got to be. You know who I'm talking to.
Yeah. But you know what? but you know what though? Hey, you know what? If you go through the history books and you ask the pimps about Kim and every bitch I had, I got 4 or 5 years out of each bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how good my pimping was. 'Cause I knew what they want and what they didn't.
Well, let's be real. Let's be real, Chuchh. It's not like it is in 2022. No, like back then, when a bitch, let's tell the truth now, when a bitch chose back then, she stayed. Mm-hmm. Bitches didn't just play choosy Susie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless a nigga died or something like that, and then she might have went and made a move. But man, when bitches did choose back in the day, man, like bitches did stay with a pimp, man, for 5, 10 years, 15 years. You know, it was just over the years, the time span has gotten shorter.
The game changed.
Hell, marriages have gotten shorter. Let's really think about it. Who you see walking around, man, that's married
Boosie
for 40,
just talked
50
about
years
that.
anymore.
Hey,
you don't really see that shit no more, so we gonna keep that shit a band, you know? I mean, the times have changed with all that shit, just within relationship, period. Situationship, relationship, shit, doesn't fucking matter what it is, sink ship, it don't matter. What it is now today is, man, shit's starting to fall more minute. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Hell, man, people eating shit out of microwaves. Let's really think about it. Nobody's taking the time for anything anymore. Not even to cook.
Hey,
so,
but the last bitch I had that I got off the track, the bitch started crip walking. I said, it's time for me to get the fuck up out the game.
It's getting ugly.
I said, this
shit's
is
getting hairy.
And the bitch was like, oh shit, let me get away from this bitch, man. Bitch, I called my cousins on you. I said, okay, bitch, I'm out of here, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't seen a bitch since. I ain't got a picture of a hoe, man. Hey, man, listen, man, I ain't pimped so long, man. I got motherfucking King Tuck dust on me. I got Mummy dust on me. Wipe this shit
I'm
off
retired,
me,
man, but you know, the mind frame is still, it's not rusty. I'm there, and I think what it is now I understand it better than I ever understood it, because I got to see both sides of the coin now of what people really do. How they even get into anything?
This is my new bitch right here, man. This bitch don't argue, she don't fight, she ain't never chose up. Yeah. Oh yeah, this pimpology, man. This is the classic. Every nigga in the penitentiary that read this motherfucker, I guarantee you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, man? And you know, they gave me $250,000 to write this book, and I own 100% of the audio. So when I'm gone out this way, my son Supreme and his son, my grandbaby Supreme, they'll be still receiving royalties from this book. That's pimping, man. I talk about in this book, I say, man, you know, in every situation there's a pimp and a hoe. The object is to be the pimp in the situation. I don't give a fuck what it is. You just want to be the one that's pimping. So when you go in there and you talk to companies like this, CBS, and, you know, you go in there and you can get this big bang from a man, that's the game, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I tell my artists all the time, man, at the hip-hop fraternity, man, listen, man, whenever you go in the booth, man, you're an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? That's all pimps is. We entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? We just got to have something to preneur. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm preneuring. You know what I'm saying? I'm preneuring this book. You know what I'm saying? Then I just put out Ice T book. How many niggas can say that Ice T signed to him? Pimpin can. How many can say that Boosie signed to him? Pimpin can. So you understand me? I go in there, I get these niggas 6 figures, big old, you know, $1 million worth of deals, man. And then
let's back up. What's
Boosie? Your
relationships with Boosie?
Well, Boosie, I met him, my sons and all this come like, Dad, this dude named Boosie rapping about you. He used to be rapping about me on all these songs and shit. And I'm gonna go to Milwaukee like Pimpin. And I was like, you know, who the fuck is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Then me and Pimp C get cool. So I'm in the motherfucking studio with Pimp C, and I see this little nigga named Boosie. So the thing was, my kids had already told me that he was rapping about me. You know what I'm saying? Just, I guess because
so the kids was telling you.
My children, yeah, my children. You know what I'm saying? They around, you know, a little close to Boosie age. So, you know,
I fuck with you. I like how you did that. Hey, you just old school. You with the shits, man. That's why. So, it's natural.
So Boosie, anyway, you understand me? Before he went to penitentiary, right? I'm in Baton Rouge at the casino. I forget the name of it. I win 20 bands. I said, damn. I said, nigga, Boosie, you know what I'm saying? Let me call that nigga. So I called him, and he called me over to his mansion, and we did our first song together. And ever since then, man, we've been cool. The nigga came to Milwaukee, man. It was 5 below zero. I gave the nigga a mink coat. I went to my trunk, gave him a mink coat. He went in his pocket, gave me a wad 100, man, probably about 4,000 or 5,000. He didn't even have to give it to me. So, you know what I mean? We've been cool. And then, so, you know, me and my partner Steve, you know, we helped him, you know, with the liquor deal. We helped him with the potato chip deal. So we help niggas get potato chip deals, cologne deals. We do book deals. So what I do is I teach these young niggas how to pimp the corporations. It's called equity partnerships. You know, how to get partnership and how to get interest in these companies. And then as you begin to develop and build these companies, as you build in this Shark Tank, you know what I'm saying? And it begins to scale, become bigger, then they'll be able to get money from shit that they helped created and helped build. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what we did with Boosie, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we got the relationships with corporate America because a lot of people don't know when I was in the penitentiary, I had 122 college credits, so I'm a real avid reader. I read a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And
what's your favorite genre of book? Mine's Westerns. I'll start it off. I like Westerns. I like a lot of Westerns.
Well, I like, you know, 48 Laws of Power, Prince Machiavelli, The Art of War. You know, I'm a thinker. That's why I wrote the book, The Art of Human Chess. Because, you know, my daddy taught me finesse. Like, one of the things my daddy used to do, you're going to get a kick out of this, he used to take me to the pool hall with him, and we'd get to the pool hall, and my daddy would lose money. And he would watch me. He said, watch this, son. He'd lose like 400 or 500. Then my father, he had this thing we called bet big on pay little. So he'd put like a bunch of singles on top, and under the bottom he had nothing but $100 bills, maybe 2,000 or 3,000. So he'd bet the guy that he beat him. The guy already beat the fight, then Pops end up winning all the money. So my father taught me the game, con, bait, and switch. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that at an early age, but I apply that to corporate. I apply it to everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a thinker. You got to be thinking 10 steps ahead of the game, sharp. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a reason why you're doing this show. Hopefully that this leads to other things for you. And that's how, you know what I'm saying, you know, I perceive life, and that's how, you know, this Boosie, because everybody was talking about Boosie book and Ice T book, but nobody was talking about the hip-hop fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would talk about how we would be on Drink Champs and how we'd be on Sharp and promoting the book, and that'll give me an opportunity to promote other shit that I got going on. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about Boosie, it's about the moves that you making with Boosie. So now, you understand me, here we is, you know, we got the biggest organization in the world, the hip-hop fraternity, and we got 3,000 members, and we've got a chapter here. We got 14 states. and it's coming from a nigga, they say, Pimpin. I told him at the last one, I said, when you say Pimpin,
Break
Ken.
that shit down then, Church, for
okay.
size real quick. And let them know, man, how far it took their mind from the game, though, right? But then you sucked them back in. Oh, but remember, I was a pimp, though, right?
Yeah, but
that's how you looked at me. But damn, you had probably everybody motherfucking sold for that shit. Like, whoa, okay.
And, you know, I say Pimpin Ken, comma, author of the Pimpology and the 48 Laws. Pimpin Ken, comma, literary agent. Pimpin Ken, comma, artist. Pimpin Ken, comma, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop fraternity. Pimpin Ken, comma, father. Pimpin Ken, comma, my son is on that show. My son live right here with you, All American. That's my son, number 14.
You know what they expected of you, honestly?
They didn't know.
To not have a life. Pimps ain't supposed to have lives. Not supposed to have other visions. Not supposed to have other dreams. You're a low life.
Because them niggas told we gonna pimp or die. They said we gonna pimp or die.
That's how they look at us. Like, man, you know, you're a low life. You don't really work for yours. You ain't do nothing, man. You took from that girl or you human trafficked that girl. No, man, that's something that they made up just to give more niggas years. I'm going to tell the game. They put that shit and that little jacket on there, and I ain't never said this, but I'm going to drop this jewel. They put that on there because they know it's a lot of black men that play in that game, and it's just an easier way to throw your ass away for some more years. It's easy. Oh, you playing in that? We ain't even really doing nothing, man. They giving niggas that's in the game fucking serial killer years. They letting that nigga out before you.
Because ain't nobody gonna stand
That's
up for
sad,
a pimp.
homie. They letting you, man, come on. They letting that man out before you. This man, child molester. He's all this. You get this nigga 3 years and he only got to register as a sex offender and be on paperwork for 4. Like, come on, homie. That shit's weird to me. I don't understand it. It's backwards, but I do get it. It's just another way to classify you to give your ass some more fucking years. That's all it is, just another way. They already done legalized the weed. You know what I'm saying? They look how fucking Biden just had to fucking he had just passed. I think it was something that just got passed that anybody that was ever convicted with a felony for like marijuana or anything like that is being dismissed. But they just passed that. Think about how many niggas done sat in jail.
Sharp, I talk about it in the book I sold you, The Art of Human Chess. I said America's 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's incarceration. Eligible black men is 7% eligible to go to the pension. Only 7% of us eligible to go to the pension, but we comprise 50% of the 51% of it incarceration. You know what I'm saying? It's a company called CCA, Correctional Corporation of America, and what they do is they privatize prisons. So it's actually an African-American man or Latino or poor white is worth more money incarcerated than they is on the streets. But the irony of this is that they make more money. They get more money off them in prison. They just give them a job at McDonald's and just pay McDonald's to hire them. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why they don't do that is because they get long-term slavery. They said slavery is abolished except for one duly commits a crime. So the 14th Amendment gives them the right to institute slavery legally. So a lot of these brothers, you see, they legally slaves. It says slavery is 13th Amendment. Slavery is by itself for one duly commits a crime. That means that it's abolished only until you commit a crime. Once you commit, and then there's 5,000 statutes on the statute. So did you know if you was in Walmart and you open the door and you hit a car and you walk away from the scene, that's called leaving the scene of a crime?
I feel like and I agree, but I feel, and you're right, but I feel like it's just another way of conservatorship. You know? You know what conservatorship is, right?
CoolAid, this shit tastes like CoolAid.
Yeah, I know, huh? It's good, isn't it?
Hey, I be fucked
Keep
up.
Keep on drinking it. Yeah.
Keep on drinking
Keep on drinking it, Church.
It's hair out in this shit,
I pour. Hey, listen, they say don't let another person pour your troubles for you, but I'm gonna pour them for you today.
Pour my troubles, man.
I'm gonna pour them for you.
Hey, I ain't never been no alcoholic, but I've been a alcoholic though. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I went hard on the bitch, man.
Yeah, man.
Now, yes, I better go hard on these
But
DVDs.
I feel like this, right? And we're gonna get to the DVDs, but I like where we're at in the conversation. Mm-hmm. I feel like, you saying slavery, modern day slavery, that's just another term for it, right? There's a lot of words for it. I feel like it's also another way of conservatorship, taking somebody's rights completely away from them. They're not competent enough to handle their own situations. And people start to believe that. And I feel like it leans more towards a lot of black and brown people because when people come out, you ever notice they don't talk about, and I'm not trying to put race in matter here, but I always notice our race is, man, that be more institutionalized and be more ready to commit something and go back because that's all they know. It's like they get their minds trained for it. They train our minds for it to where, like, nigga, even when we let you out, your dumb ass gonna wanna come back.
But I got some game for them, man. You know why they really weren't able to get me, man? Every time, I send a bitch up in the club, right? I told the bitch, I said, bitch, don't sell no pussy. and bitch, you know what I'm saying, work the VIP room.
Yeah.
So my bitches would go in the VIP room and they would order chicken. And then when they ordered chicken, the trick, you know what I'm saying, had a gratuity. The bitches write $1,000 gratuity on them. So I was getting 10 and 15,000 a day, and pimps didn't even know it. They was like, that nigga, he on the carpet, you know what I'm saying? But I was getting money, and so I had my bitches with a great pussyality. So my bitch would be like, oh, we gonna fuck. I'm gonna suck your dick. And the motherfucking security guard is right there. So the bitch is like, oh, there goes the security, he coming. So she playing cat and mouse with this chick, but every time she orders some soda or some wings, this bitch putting $1,000, she putting $500. She never put the same, because then they give you a charge back. So we was running it up like that, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I was able to beat the case. Even if the feds would have came at me, you know what I'm saying? My bitches didn't sell pussy, you know what I'm saying? They sold pussyality, you know what I'm saying? And that's what niggas got to understand, you know what I'm saying, man? It's, it's okay to have flatbackers, and I understand a lot of niggas say, man, this bitch she gonna sell that pussy, man, the bitch gonna get on the track. But we did all that. I did it, man.
Right.
Man, I did it, man. I worked the track, man. That's why I got famous at. But I know one thing, man. Hey, man, a lot of bitches came home cut up, man. A lot of bitches caught cases, man. I blew a lot of bitches to the blade, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't getting no real money, because, you know what I'm saying? I'm studying robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm paying bills and shit. So I had to come up with some good game for me, not for the pimping, for me to keep my shit. A lot of niggas say they went platinum. I went platinum off the pussy, man. You know what I'm saying? I really, you know what I'm saying, went platinum off game. So, you understand me? So my bitch is selling pussyality, and they breaking tricks, and niggas didn't know, man. Niggas say, kid, man, you know what I'm saying? Well, I said, nigga, when the motherfucking trick ain't got no more money or the card max out, tell the bitch to take them to the casino. My bitch is taking tricks to the casino, and, the casino give you anything if you give them 15%. So these bitches getting 10, 15,000 out of casinos. You know what I'm saying? Chick talking about some, bitch, the bitch talking about, daddy, he ain't got no more money. Bitch, take him to Walmart, bitch, take him to motherfucking Target, take him to motherfucking Zale Jeweler, bitch. We sell the merchandise, bitch. If you get a $1,000 ring, bitch, or $10,000 earring, bitch, and I go sell it for $1,000 at the pawn shop, bitch, that's a $1,000 trap. I said, bitch, run the trick up. And that's what these niggas don't know how to do. That's why they going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They sitting outside, waiting on side the hotel with the bitch. Nigga, you and the bitch is working. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? I send bitches on automatic, man. I have bitches I ain't seen for 2 or 3 months, man. You know what I'm saying? Bitches calling me. I'm mashing on the telephone. You know what I'm saying? Get my me and AT&T and Atlantic Bell, we had plenty of fun together, man. You know what I'm saying? I had some bitches. I had 2 bitches I seen one of them. They was over in Canada. This no bullshit. I swear to, I got a lot of pimps to verify. I ain't even touched them bitches, man. Had them for a year. One was an Italian bitch, the other was a Cuban bitch. They over in Canada, them bitches breaking the shit out themselves. Never touched the bitch. Everything was over the phone. Giving them bitches game over the phone. One bitch came over to Seattle. She came across the border. I met her. I met the bitch. I thought the bitch was the police. She was looking too proper. I said, shit, let me get the fuck away from this bitch. But you know what I'm saying? That's just how good the game is, man. If a nigga ain't got no game, like this how niggas is. Niggas say, they see Sharp, they come and they watch Sharp Tank, and they see you popping it, and they say, yeah, I'm finna go try that. You know what I'm saying? Then they try that, then the bitch cuss them out. Or the bitch put her finger in the face. You bitch ass nigga. Let me see what Sharp gonna do. Sharp, what would Sharp do in that situation? Oh, Sharp say, you know what I'm saying, woo, woo, woo. So they go and they try that. Then when Sharp, if you take a break and you go out of town, you go to the Bahamas, so niggas like, I ain't got no more game. So they looking for their game like they're looking for a cigarette. Hey, man, anybody see my phone? Nigga lose his cell phone, he go crazy. Like,
for real.
That's how see, they peep game. These niggas ain't got no real game.
They don't sing game.
No, they peep game. So listen what I'm saying. So Sharp, if ain't no game to peep, what's happening? If ain't no game to people happen, they ain't got no game.
They don't got nothing to give.
So they miss Pimp and Ken. Them niggas miss me. You know what I'm saying? Miss me going up and down the track, busting. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, see, yeah, bitch, blah, 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 blah. And the clothes I wore and the shoes I wear and the way I wear it, man. Them niggas know what Armani and Versace was. Them niggas was wearing curtains and shit. They was going and getting curtains and shit and making suits out of them, man. I was wearing Armani, $1,000 suits. You know what I'm saying? $100,000 bust down. Jacob sold me that shit. I showed these niggas the class. Jap, I ain't gonna say Jap was a classy nigga too. You know what I'm saying? Me, my nigga Pimp Sam, Big L, you know what I'm saying? Me, Pimp Snooki, them niggas was classy niggas, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say, but a lot of them niggas, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that, but those was my little homies, right? You know what I'm saying? But them niggas know, any nigga from the mill know that I turned the town from Milwaukee to Pewaukee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me, it ain't a motherfucker in the world that can say Milwaukee ain't gonna say that's a pimp town. Because all them little niggas, you know what I'm saying? Me, we ain't had no Mexicans. We ain't had no Italians. We ain't had no motherfucking dope. We ain't had no planes and no boats. All we had was pimping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So nigga had to pimp his way out the town. And that's what we did, man. And if you look at all the biggest, greatest pimps, some of them that came from the mill. You know what I mean? You know, it's just some of them. Then, you know, West Coast, y'all niggas some pimping motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? Fillmore Slim, you know, Gorgeous J, Sharp, you know, Kenny Red, you know what I'm saying? Virgil,
Peace,
you know what I'm saying? All them niggas,
I
man.
love Virgil.
Yeah, man.
Virgil, every time he see me, he get happy.
I can name a bunch of the young ones that's active, but I don't want to even put their name out there, you know, because it's like, man, why Pimpin mention my name? But y'all know who y'all is, man. But, you know, like I said, man, you know, do I miss the game? No, because I'm winning, man. My nigga, I'm winning. I got some of the greatest. Richie Rich got 5 million followers, man. This is my artist, man. This is my president of my company. Candy, she got 130. My son Supreme, he got 20,000. Cash got a bunch of them. You know, PBE Pluto, man, 1 million followers. These niggas could have went anywhere. She could have went anywhere, but they chose to fuck with me because I know I'm a good nigga, man. I fed niggas, you know what I'm saying, for free. I let niggas perform for free. I let niggas do all that shit in my motherfucking studio in Atlanta. You remember I was telling you about it when you was down? I said the hip hop fraternity. That's what I was talking about. It wasn't that big when I first was talking to you about it. But them niggas down, they didn't, you know, they didn't became big. You know, Richie Rich, he could have. Everybody trying to sign him. Everybody trying to sign him. You know what I'm saying? But the niggas.
I don't want to sign you, nigga.
Nah,
so you must not be doing enough.
You
must not be doing enough.
More out of you, Richie.
Do better.
You know.
Do better. I know. I'll let you know when it happens, Chuchh. I'll say something to you. Yeah.
Hey, it's gonna be soon, man. I'm telling you, man. Hey, man, we gonna come to this motherfucker like the big bad wolf. We gonna
Hey, I hope so.
Puff,
and you know what? I hope
shit down, man.
I hope all these words. I hope they really stand for something. Because you know what? It always starts somewhere. It always starts somewhere, and then fucking 3 years from now, all you motherfuckers just really get on, and then I got y'all up in here sitting like the new Cash Money. So I can understand things do happen. It does, but y'all gonna have to prove something to me now. And I ain't talking about you, Pimpin' Kid, because me and you, we talk on another level, man. But for the youngsters that's really moving in the game, and that's what y'all say y'all doing, just even for the music, man, y'all gonna have to show me something, Chuchh. Tired of niggas always saying they into the music, man. That's like niggas saying they into the pimping. We gonna put that shit to the test.
Hey,
Why
man.
don't they get put to the test for the rappers, for the artists, nigga? We used to, man, y'all niggas could have never cut
come
cloth
around
over
with that
here.
sucker shit.
I'm telling you would have never cut cloth over here like, I'm trying, nigga. You get a medal, nigga, E for effort. Nah, nigga, ain't none of that shit. Choose a different
Hey, you know what I used to
profession.
do, Shop? When them niggas come through talking
Nigga.
about they got the ism and they didn't have the ism, I said, come on, man, ride with me, right? While I ride with them, I got the bitch sweating they bitch, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm
man.
taking them niggas around. I'm showing them everything. Next thing you know.
Take this 500 and go get some dope.
Man, to get the phone call, man. Hey,
Take this 500 and go get some dope.
Some of them come with the dope. Some of them got a sack bigger than Santa Claus, man. They be like, that much dope, you know what I'm saying? Nigga selling dope like a motherfucker. Pull up on the motherfucking Bozzy and the motherfucking Ferrari talking about his on the bitch, nigga.
Yeah,
Nigga. That shit smell like cocaine. That shit smell like cocaine, my nigga. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, nigga. Ain't nobody going for that shit, nigga. Nigga, I'm ING, nigga.
We just didn't
And I'm not going, me. I'm not going. I'm Pimpin, ING, nigga.
I love these conversations because it just gets to show like the class or just the boost of morale one had to hold. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even in himself, even when the next wasn't believing in you, Chuchh, then you have to always believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times, man, where the bitch want to say, hey, man, she want to go left and you about to go right, nigga. There's no other way.
I get a bitch a Chinese name, man.
If she grab a steering
man,
wheel,
the bitch can leave, man.
If the
hey,
bitch,
man, mother had the bitch, motherfuck the bitch,
I've
man. You know
always
what I'm
looked
saying?
at it
Yeah,
like
you can
this.
go, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Put your go-go boots on. Get the fuck out of here, ho.
Chuchh,
You look better going than you did coming, bitch. That's how I used to tell them.
For my ones
Not
in the
no
back.
more, though.
For my ones in the back. I always looked at it like this to follow up with what I just said. If the bitch grabbing the steering, you know what I'm saying, she want to go left, you want to go right. That's like y'all being in the car together. The bitch she gonna put her hand on the steering wheel, she gonna pull left, you gonna pull right, y'all bound to crash.
Yeah.
Get her out the car before the turn come up. Before you have to hit that signal.
Yeah.
You did? Before you have to hit that signal, man. Get out the car.
Sharp.
Get out the car, Chuchh. Get out the motherfucking car, because we ain't crashing today, bitch. I almost died on the plane today, man. They already knew, man. There was a real one on there, man. Get us off the changes. Yeah, man, the motherfucker caught fire.
Today?
Today.
Oh, man. So this interview almost didn't happen?
Man, I don't know what the fuck. I hope I don't want to say that.
I'm going to praise God, you know.
Yeah,
God
I don't want to say that,
God,
but
God,
you know.
God got us, man.
Yeah, God got us, man, for sure. He
man,
damn
I ain't
sure
want to hear that,
over.
man. That
you know, because think about this, right?
Yeah.
Because the pilot, even though it was like a 40-minute flight from where I was flying from, right? The pilot could have not gave a fuck this morning. He could have been overlooking something. He could have been doing anything and been like, man, it's only 40 minutes. Let's just get us there. It's really nothing. This man, you know, shout out to that pilot, man, because he really did take his time. Like, nah, I don't feel comfortable. He was like, man, something blew out with it. He said, and I don't feel comfortable making this
Shit, man, I'd have jumped out that motherfucking window. Y'all was like,
man,
y'all like, Pimp down, Pimp down. I mean, out that motherfucker. I ain't even fucking fine. Hell no, Pimp. I ain't going for that shit, my nigga. I ain't going for that. I'm out of here.
Let me ask
fire
you
shit, nigga. I would have kicked out that motherfucking window with a pow, man. I'd been out that motherfucker. Y'all ain't finna kill a Pimpin, man.
Hey.
And that way Pimpin don't die. We multiply, you
Do you feel like with your transition, you know, and just knowing other men, gentlemen of leisure from the game, do you feel like it stayed, do you feel like they still respect you? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's respected, not infected. You know, they still respect you, you know what I'm saying? Even though you've taken your turn.
Well, you know, I've learned in life, Sharp, that, you know, what you go through, you grow through, you know what I'm saying? Mm. And I give this analogy oftentimes, you know what I'm saying? The eagle, right, is the most profound of the human birds, right? The eagle, you know, when it spreads wings 9 feet, it soars through the air. You know what I'm saying? When an eagle, you know what I'm saying, see a pigeon, you know what it do? It goes up because he knows it's flying too low. Chickens, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Listen, though. When chickens see something on the ground, when hold on. When chickens see food on the ground, they eat all that shit. They call them scavengers.
Right.
But eagle ain't fucking with that shit. That's why you never see an eagle and a chicken making love. Because when the eagle make love, it make love in the air and it soars. I ain't got nothing against the chicken. I ate one today, didn't I? I ate one today. I ain't got nothing against the chicken. But eagles do not fuck with chicken. But you know the eagle problem is? This the eagle problem, Sharp. This is a good game.
Yeah.
When the eagle see its prey, it see it 100 miles away. And it zoom on it. And it strong as a motherfucker. Then it pull it to his chest so you know he got it. The chest let him know he got it.
Yeah.
But when they get a weasel, the weasel eats his chest up. And he eat it until he get into his heart. So he ascend 10,000 feet and descend 10,000 feet to his death. That's the problem. You know, you got to be sharp. You can't let the motherfucking eagles, you can't be like the eagle. You can't hold those weasels. You got to let the weasel-ass niggas out your life. You know what I'm saying? When you got a 10-pound book pack on your back, homie, you don't even know that motherfucker on your back. You dig what I'm saying? You carrying that motherfucker, you become immune to that motherfucker, that dead weight. But once you get that shit up off you, like Muhammad Ali, you can float like a butterfly, pop, 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 sting like a bee. You understand me? So I'm an eagle. So every time I see the motherfucking pigeons, I fly away. I'm flying too low. Eagles, when they see a storm, they don't run from the storm. They go into the storm so it can prepare them higher into the sky. Yeah. I tell Richie Rich all the time, I say, man, we flying 30,000 feet. These niggas on the ground. Yeah. So you understand me? A lot of times, man, you know, they just don't get it, homie. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. When there's the least appearance of evil, expect the greatest amount of danger. That's why they say, Ken, I said, listen here, man, you know what I'm saying? It's different levels. If I'm here, if I'm flying like an eagle, this nigga's a pigeon, you know what I'm saying? Why would I be bothered with these pigeons? You know what I'm saying? I mean, these peons, you know what I'm saying?
That's got to make you one at that point, right?
Well, well, you know.
It's got to make you one at that point if that's what you're doing.
Somebody said if you hang around 10 broke motherfuckers, you're going to be the 11th.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a man thinketh, so is he. Whatever your mind believe it can see, it can achieve. Never believe your doubts and never doubt your beliefs. So you know what I'm saying? My thing is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if everybody going this way, Ken is going to go this way. And guess what? It always happened. You remember when I was selling DVDs, I was a lone soldier, and everybody was like, Pimp and Ken and fell off. Everybody's selling DVDs now. Everybody got a record label. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody doing something that they said we wouldn't do. They said it was all on the hoe. Now they own just the hoes on everything you can get your hands on. So I was one, you know what I'm saying, that I believe that my first 30 years was legacy, and my next 30 years is going to be dynasty. I'm trying to leave something for that young man Supreme up there. I'm trying to leave him and his kids some generational wealth. So, you know what I'm saying, you know, do you think about the masses when you're thinking about leaving something for your kids? No. I bet you Donald Trump ain't thinking about that shit. Bill Gates ain't thinking about that shit. They study trying to be inventive. They try to be creative. So that's what I do. I try to set up. Now, these two books, I get a percentage of these for the rest of my life. When I die, who the money go to? Supreme. So you understand what I'm saying? Me, it's like, you know, you got to think progressive. You can't be a follower. You can't think what these niggas thinking. You know, when I was just same thing you just said when the opening. I won Pimp of the Year, International Pimp of the Year, Local Pimp of the Year. I won.
No, I never won any of that shit.
I mean, well,
whatever. You know,
whatever. Yeah. Somebody gave you something that you just happened to be around. Well, I won that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They was giving me that shit.
Genuinely, and I know you have.
So niggas say, Ken, why did you walk away? I said, nigga, if you could walk away, you can get away. Y'all want me to stay in there and say, yeah, I was the pimpest motherfucker in the world with 30 years in the feds? Nigga, when the feds change their game, I'm changing my game,
right.
Nigga.
When they change their game, I'm changing mine, man. Shit. And that's why you catch yourself right here with me, right here, right now,
free.
Church.
Free. Right here with you, free.
I let that backpack go like you was talking about, Church. I don't feel that shit no more.
Hey, but guess what, Chuchh? Let me say this to you, because you know the game. A lot of people might not understand what I'm saying. When you was out there doing your thing, you understand me?
Yeah.
I just say me, because I don't want to put you in no shit. When I was out there doing my thing, I was a pimping motherfucker.
Yeah.
If I wasn't doing my thing, I was a no pimping motherfucker. So niggas talked about me regardless. When I was 15 deep, I wasn't pimping. I had a bag. That nigga, you know, he's selling dope. You know what I'm saying? When I fell off and, you know, I got down to one hole, which was close to no hole. You know what I'm saying? The broke hole was a no-no. You know how I go. So you understand me? When I got fucked up, niggas was talking about me. So when I'm fucked up, they talk about when I'm doing good, they talk about me. So my thing is, hey, man, do you. I told niggas say, man, how you live? I said, just me and my hoes, man. It's just me and a bunch of bitches in my world. I don't see none of you niggas. I don't, you know, I mean, any one of my hoes will tell you. They can't mention another pimp. Bitch, you got to choose a pimp. You can't mention a pimp to my house. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, I gave every bitch the phone number. Give that nigga my number, bitch, so he can call me and let me know that you understand me, that you on some new rules and the nigga that blew my fuse. And I'm going to break the plate on your ass, bitch. Yeah, you ain't going to eat here no more. You understand me? And I'm serious. Shop, I ain't laughing. I'm serious, man. I'm
going to break the plate on the bitch.
I break the bitch. Now the bitch don't eat here no more. Bam. The hoes was like, Daddy, why you breaking that plate? You don't
eat here no more.
And let me show you. This is the last time I'm going to give you niggas some game, man. See, Shop got me tipsy. So I'm going to talk this shit, right? Check this out, nigga. Let me tell you, motherfucker, son. Nigga, buy real estate, nigga. You know what I'm saying, nigga? If you break in a bitch, nigga, buy a property and name the property out to the bitch. So if the bitch named Cheryl buy a house and call the house Cheryl, guess what? That house gonna pay you way after Cheryl gone, nigga. I'm still living out the bitches that didn't left. And them house named after them bitches, man. Hey, I'm like 6 deep right now with 6 cribs. Them bitches still paying, man. And they gone, man. Them bitches gone like the wind, man. So you understand me, nigga? It's turn them hoes into dividend, nigga. Have some after pimping in your life, nigga. Y'all go to after hours. You understand me? You go watch After Dark, nigga. Have some after pimping, nigga. What you gonna do after pimping? You know what I'm saying? You gonna starve? You waiting on the bitch? You know what I'm saying? Most of you niggas asking me for jugs at 60 years old. Nigga, I got a jug for you get a motherfucking job at McDonald's, nigga. And sell 2RB petty special sauce, lettuce on the pickle specialty bar. That's the Big Mac, nigga. And call yourself Big Mac McDonald's, motherfucker. Ain't got no jug for you, nigga. You grown ass nigga. Don't ask me for no money no more. I'm hanging up on you niggas like hey, man.
Hang up on that bitch, huh?
Hey, man. See. Hey, Supreme, this nigga that gave me this shit is so... What is this shit?
Hey, he hung up on that nigga like he hung up on that bitch. You dig what I'm saying?
Man, what a ground nigga. Hey, man, shout out to my nigga Pimpin Sam. Shout out to my nigga Big Lonnie. Shout out to my nigga, you know what I'm saying, me Pimp Snooki may get out of penitentiary. You know, shout out to all the Milwaukee greats. My nigga Sonny Page, Rob Robinson, JD, you know what I'm saying, me, the Grit family, the famous, you know, it's a lot of good pimps coming out of Milwaukee, man, you know what I'm saying, me, and that's one thing I can say, a nigga from Milwaukee never asked me for a jug. I don't know if it's a Milwaukee pride shit, but then when man, niggas all over the world ask me for a jug. Man, I'm not the bitch, man. Don't ask me for the jug, man. You say you pimping, man. What pimp on the bitch, man? Why you trying to pimp on the pimping, man?
You asking me so damn good, man, nigga. Asking
man, these niggas, hey, but you know what's so cold shop? They like, what's up, pimping? I'm like, what's up, man? Hey, man, check this out, man. You know, man, I was driving, man, and you know what I'm saying, man, my starter went out, man. You know what I'm saying, me, man, this, you know, I got a check coming, man, but you know, right now I can't cash the motherfucker. Hey, man, why don't you send a pimp? You understand me, 200 to get a starter, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to see you 200. Send him 200. Okay, I ain't got to worry about this nigga no more. Call me back. He got another drag for me. At some point, man, nigga, you got to understand, man, you're talking to a nigga, man, that used to sell game just like you. Nigga, I'm selling it, but I'm not going to keep on buying it, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Quit calling
right.
me, asking me for
But
a
that's real
motherfucking
shit
jug.
though. But that's real shit though, man, for real. Because it wasn't like you didn't help him, but you see something that could be repetitive. See, what he was supposed to do was, if he was a real one and really down about his game, he was supposed to get 2 from you and bring back 4. Like, here, Chuchh, I appreciate you, man, for fucking with me. So that way, when he do call you again, you remember that what he did, you know, look out for me, and you know, he made my little shit double. Just here, man, just some extras on top of it. That's how you keep your credit good. You know what I'm saying? That's how you keep your shit good. So when you come back,
I'm gonna give you flowers though.
Again,
I'm gonna give you flowers though, Sharp, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you, man. I'm really proud of you, man. I really like your show, man.
Thank you.
Dude, you really, you know what I'm saying? You really make me feel proud to be a part of this thing of ours. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate
and I
you,
like the way you chopped that one young nigga up, my son. What was
Yeah.
that nigga?
Yeah, man. See, a lot of niggas
man,
had a
you
problem.
chopped that
know,
nigga up, man. And that's the first time I watched your show. And I've been watching ever since, man.
He didn't know, Ken.
Yeah.
He didn't know where. Listen, man. He didn't know who he was asking for. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? And you got all this on, nigga. You look like food. Like, just within, I'm about to chop you. Like, nigga, your skin clean. Your skin fresh. You ain't got no cuts.
Yeah.
I done been cut before, nigga. So it ain't gonna be nothing to me, nigga. I done had niggas sweat my bitches in front of me, nigga. I tell them, so that nigga, fuck all that,
Hey,
nigga. I'm sweating
hey,
this bitch.
hey.
I done been through hell in a cell in this game, nigga. I got cuts all over my back. So when I see fresh skin, nigga, what you think I'm on?
But
I'm about
Shop,
to
you know
cut
what
him.
though was crazy? You cut that nigga everywhere but on his feet because he still walked away.
Yeah, he still walked away,
I said,
man.
he cut the shit out that
Yeah,
nigga, man.
for real.
At least he walked away, man. But you cut
But
him
you know
up,
what?
man.
But
like
you know what was
first
so
days
cold?
and band-aids.
But you know what was so cold? Like, this how real of a nigga I am, though, right? And he can vouch for this, wherever the fuck he may be. Tucker, this one for you. I'm going to keep it real. Like, after that, as real of a nigga I am, I said, hey, man, I point him in the right direction. Here, man, if you're going to have something around your neck here, at least get around the real people. Like, get around the people that you know what I'm saying? They can know. Don't be just trying to say something, because like I've said before, that's like a nigga gang banging, right? And you say you from this neighborhood, you always say that shit in the mirror. You say that shit to your bitches, and then there's one day, nigga, you outside, you walking down the block, and a nigga bump into you, and you say that shit to him, and he say, no, nigga, I'm really from there, nigga, who is you? And now you got a problem, like, nigga, I'm really from there, nigga. So that's how I took that shit. I'm really from there. So,
yeah.
you know, when I see a nigga that do that, I'm like, you don't even know what this shit really even took. I'm ready to fire on you.
You ain't
just
gave Reverend
verbally and
Simo,
mentally.
hey, you ain't gave Reverend Simo, you ain't gave Reverend Simo no lookout. You
Man,
know,
listen to me. I love Simo. He ain't never even talked to Simo. I put him on the phone with Mo.
Yeah, Mo want his issue.
Mo want his issue. The bishop gonna want his issue. I know. I put him. Who you think I put him on the phone with first? That's why I put him. I think I'm in San Diego at the time. Me and Mo, we sitting down. We all in the restaurant. I think I'm with Virgil. You know, we all sitting there or whatever, and we was talking about it. You know, having our discussions. You know how I go with the chairmans and everybody, and just you know, we in kangaroo court, and I say, hey man, well shit, I'm gonna have to put the nigga on the line, but I put him on the line and I linked him with him. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
what's so crazy? Guess who gave me my game? Reverend Simo.
Yeah, I love
man,
Mo.
listen, man.
Love Mo
hey,
to
I'm gonna give
death.
some real
Mo coming. I got Mo coming.
Let me give you some real crazy shit.
Mo love
you
me
gonna,
to death.
they gonna love this on your show, right?
Yeah.
So I'm at Mr. K's where you buy gators, because you know I bought all the gators in Milwaukee. I had to go to Chicago and buy on 89th and Cottage Grove, Mr. K's. So I'm up in there, I'm buying gators and shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga come up to me and said, say man, we got a players ball. This is 95, right? I said, players ball, who all gonna be there? They said, Bishop Don Juan. And I said, okay, yeah, whatever, man. But you know, Bishop, I always looked up to Bishop. I always thought he was a great man.
Yeah.
So I went to the
Yes,
players.
he's a great man.
So I went to the players ball, and man, when I got through, man, it just got me for like about $1,500. I was like, damn, these niggas playing like motherfuckers. So niggas said, the VIP, you gonna pay $500 for the VIP. So the VIP was a curtain. You know what I'm saying? So you move the curtain, you VIP. I said, God damn, these niggas playing. So them niggas, man, them nniggas gave me the game, man. And I'm telling you, man, Reverend Simo changed my life, man, ever since then, man. I seen that nigga, I seen them sell a book. He sold a book for $100, Bishop book, Pimp from Pimp Stick the Bullpit. I said, man, that's who I want to be like. I want to be like OG, because OG getting the money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else partying. So
you know, Simo riding around Phantoms. He killing most young niggas. And this nigga he's just an old school player, just came from it, man, really having and really playing in his bag, man. Even his son Toby, like I said.
That's the nigga I get my game from, my new game.
Toby.
He gave me the new game, the DVD selling. I got that from him, Pimp. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna front on camera, you know what I'm saying? Because,
he's solid. Listen to me, man. He showed me that game when I was young. First time I ever met him, I remember, man, being, they threw something through a party. It's just parties, you know. They threw a party, Southside Chicago. We stayed at the Southside Loop Hotel. I remember that's when white folks was still alive.
That's my nigga, yeah.
I was fucking with white folks, man. It was me, white folks, Hassan. It was a couple people, man, moving around. You know, Bishop there, Kenny Red. Kenny Red dreads was short at the time. I remember this. His shit was long than a motherfucker when he passed, you know? Just even being around and just being around real good game, man, and just solid game. To hear some of these youngsters try to kick this shit today, like, nigga, you'll never imitate that shit. Nigga, you had to be there. It ain't no pictures. Yeah, there's some DVDs or things like that, but nigga, there wasn't none of that. You had to be there for them stories. That's what made them stories epic to even be able to tell.
Did you see that video when Kenny Red came to my house? Okay, so Kenny Red, Richie Rich, Bishop, C-Mo, Roy, all of them came to my little my estate up there in Milwaukee. And you know what I'm saying, when they came there, you know, Kenny Red, you know what I'm saying, that was the last time that he had came to the mill. He came to my party the year before. And you know what I'm saying, the man was just, you know, he was so electrifying. And me and Bishop had some disagreements, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the time I was like, I ain't with the church, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, on no bad way.
But you know what it is, though, church. We all been, you know,
I understand now.
For years.
No, I understand now. So what happened was, you know, they all came, and then, you know, me and Bishop, you understand me, we made up on camera. It's on the YouTube. And I said, yeah, man, you know, I respect you, OG. I said, you know, I was just coming from, you know, the perspective of my mother. He said, your mama should have told you. So they explained it to me. And then, you know, now I always say church. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with the church. You know what I'm saying?
And think about this.
And I'm just came to my father's funeral.
And not even cut you off, but you got to think about it's different hands that bring us together now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From all walks, from all over. So everybody's beliefs be different, but we all going to the same fork in the road. You know? Church, it was deep at K. Red's funeral. Man, we was all there, man, top of the hill. You know, I miss him because he really did, like, he was like, for me, man, the West Coast, like, you know, we took a big hit in the head. Yeah. You know, so now it's like, fuck, we got to kind of step up and still be some of them voices.
You know, me and Kenny Red pimped in the 90s.
Yeah.
I was on the blade with Kenny Red. Me and Kenny Red had two of the same bitches.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say their name. One of them you might know. You understand? You might have seen. She's very famous. You know what I'm saying? We had these same bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now listen, I didn't knock these niggas for their hoes. These niggas didn't knock me for the bitch. He get me for a bitch. I ain't gonna say the bitch name. I got him for a bitch. He got me for a bitch. You know what I'm saying? We didn't win circles about these hoes. That's how far we go back.
Used to go.
I knew the nigga when nigga was skinny. When he was skinny, Kenny Red.
See, in the game, that's what niggas fail to realize was like when you had problems with a nigga, like you move him for the bitch.
No, man, Kenny never had problems.
Not saying you did, but I'm just saying like niggas today they want to shoot each other, right? They shoot them up, bang in the game. No, I'm just saying.
Man, them hoes belong to the community, man.
If you had a problem with a nigga back then, right? You called yourself in the game, called yourself Pimpin. The way you get to him, move him for the bitch, move him for his whole stable.
And you know what?
Move him for his whole stable,
I give you that, Sharp.
Right or wrong?
Hey, it was a few niggas. I used to follow them all over the country. Where you at, nigga? In Phoenix. I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there spreading they bitches like a motherfucker. So, man, I'm talking about my gators and shit, man. They bending over and shit. I'm sweating nigga hole so hard. But, you know, I always sweat them till I get them. You know what I'm saying? And if a nigga made me mad, you know what I'm saying, the way that I did want to get revenge is to knock him to the hole. You know what I'm saying? One nigga ain't gonna say his name because he gonna get mad. I couldn't knock him. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't knock him. So what I did was I devised a strategy, right? I sit my bitch down there. Yeah. I gave the bitch a cell phone. I said, look here. I said, you go and befriend that bitch. That bitch don't even know you down with me. You befriend that bitch. She befriended the bitch. Then she told the bitch, let me use your phone. The bitch called me. I called her. She called me. We developed a call log. And the bitch said, my daddy said he finna call your daddy and say that you out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? And the bitch was like, I ain't out of pocket. He said, well, prove it then. My daddy said he got your back, though. He said, bitch, all you got to do, bitch, is be a happy hook and come on home, bitch, and give us some pimping, right? So the bitch chose up. Hey, when I call that nigga, man, I heard the phone drop, man. Hey, the phone drop.
The phone drop.
Hey, listen. Hey, Sharp. This all original for my game. I mean, that's how hard I wanted to knock this
hand got shaky.
The nigga phone dropped, right? You understand me? And the nigga couldn't figure out how did I peel him for his bottom bitch. I said, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Anybody could be peeled. One nigga said, we was all about 100 pimps. We was standing around the hotel, this little cheap ass hotel, and this one nigga, man, he had this bitch on lock, man. The nigga had cock, locks, and blocks on the bitch, right? So he said, man, that bitch ain't gonna listen, she ain't gonna pop. I said, say bitch. And she didn't say, I said, say bitch. I said, you got some bubble gum on your shoe. The bitch looked down, I said, see, I told you the hoes be listening. Bitch out of pocket. I said, you out of pocket ass bitch. That nigga ain't pimping, ho, you know what I'm saying? And hey, that was just the swiftness of the game.
Oh,
that's why them niggas don't want me back in the game, Shop. They better be glad I got the books in the hip hop fraternity, man. They better be glad I changed my life. Cause man, I'm telling you, I was hell. Man, name any big pimp damn near I done pimped him for a bitch. Any classical big time pimp, they'll tell you they didn't get a phone call from me. You understand me? Yeah. And this is through my heyday. You know what I'm saying? We going back years, but you know what I'm saying? When them niggas was really mashing, crashing, studying, asking, you know what I'm saying? Kid was in their business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man? For real.
That's how I talk, nigga. Get in your business. That's how it went. That's how the war was won. Man, Kid, I appreciate you for even coming.
Man, I just want to invite my family on here before we leave. Come on, y'all. Come on up here.
Yeah, man.
Let them know. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Come on, man. It's love. Come on.
It's all love, man.
Come on, man. Because I want to show because you know what you've talked about where you've been, but this is where you're at now.
Yeah, this is where I'm at
and this
now.
is, and you know what, man?
Come on over here, Cash.
To see you still be able to keep a group. You went from a group of hoes to trying to being with a group of artists or rappers.
A family.
A family. And just being able to tap into each other's minds and like being able to understand them. That shit comes from years of understanding, man. You know? So I appreciate you, man.
So this is Cash, Jet Boy Cash.
Yeah.
Tell them where they can find you at.
Hey, you can find me on IG at JetBoyCash_19.
Yeah.
Find me Rockstar OTR, Kevin Coley.
The Great Supreme, man.
That's my son too. That's my junior.
Yeah, man. Live right there, church, for real.
And this is the lady of the.
Yeah, she ain't said nothing, man. We just been sitting over here kicking game, but that's how that shit's
I
supposed to
wonder
be.
about you.
You ain't gotta say nothing though, bitch. You ain't gotta say nothing.
My name is So Candy. Let me introduce you to the baddest bitch. You can follow me on
Whoa,
Instagram
whoa.
at Real So Candy.
I don't know, baby. That might have fucked around and landed you an interview. I'm gonna put that shit to the motherfucking test. Richie Rich, we already know your ugly ass. Let's skip across your ass. I know. Yeah, for real though.
Come over the camera.
Hey, you is a good nigga, hey. And everything I ever fucked with you on, you been solid, man, from day one.
Richie,
So I already
down,
know
look at
even
the
with them
camera.
crazy ass, big ass
Duck down,
horns.
look at the camera. Speak to the camera.
You can get over here a little bit. You come in.
Right here.
They hear you and see you,
Y'all
man.
know what it is. NPR Richie Rich, the one and only, the GOAT. I'm in the building. AJ Jeffrey in the building, man. Y'all know what it is. Sharp Tank.
HHL? HHL? You did.
Looking like some motherfucking fraternities. The Sharp Tank.
Check it out.
Let me see.
Look at that.
That's right.
Yeah, we got
Hey,
clothes.
looking like a rich ass retired motherfucking announcer.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't retire. I perspire.
Talk
I'm
that
still
shit
working.
then.
I'm still working. I'm just working.
Hey, the Sharp Tank, no jumper, sharpest, coolest podcast in the world. Hey,
I just want to say one
Donnie.
thing. Y'all can find me at thehiphopfraternity.com or on Instagram at realpimpken_. And go get Boosie new book, Across the Track. I got Ice T book, Split Decisions. And I got the infamous Pimp book, 20th printing, the longest book ever printed by a publishing company, Pimpology. The 48 Laws of the Game by me, Pimpin. Thank you.
man.
And Sharp, man, I appreciate you for giving us
Hey.
your platform, man. You're
Hey,
the
man.
gentleman and the
Come
scholar.
on.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Hey, man.
Always.
Hey, listen, man, if I come back, I want to come back as you, man. For
Hey,
real,
man.
man.
Hey, man, Donnie. Hey, man, pimp us out the gym today.